So what we're going to do here is to show you how to a bit of red eye. And what I've done to really quickly help me find the samples of red eye, I've got a tag here for red eye, and I can just click on that tag, and you see I've got some people already marked for red eye. Now, if I want to start editing it, I just click on the picture that I want and go to Edit, and it will give me the choice of either going to Quick Fix or Full Edit. Well, let's just go to Quick Fix and take a look at these red eyes. Really quickly, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this, but if you're wondering what these icons are down here, this is referred to as the photo tray, and this is where the pictures are that you work with as you're going into the editor. But we'll get into that in a little bit. What we want to look at is this red eye. Now, the one thing I want to say about Photoshop, you use the transfer tool that Photoshop Elements provides when you install the program instead of the transfer program that your camera might use. Like my camera is a Canon and it has its own transfer from camera to computer. If I override that and let Elements take over, when Elements drops the pictures into the organizer, the very last thing it does is it goes through all of my pictures and looks for red eye. And that is so nice because before I look at these pictures, it's already corrected most of the red eye out of all those pictures. What it does is when it finds red eye, it removes it and then makes a copy in case it didn't make the right corrections for the red eye. So you have the original and then you have the corrected copy for the red eye. Now, what Photoshop Elements does is it recognizes faces and creates the fix on red eye. So in this case, these red eyes did not get fixed. Well, we can see, let me use my mouse button to scroll up here a little bit so that you can see this a little bit better. You can see we've got demon eyes in all three of these gals. What I can do is I can go to this icon right here and use the red eye removal, and it will automatically, I can do it by hand or manually is what I'm trying to say, or I can use the auto red eye fix. So, of course, you know, I don't want to spend my whole life trying to fix up red eye, so the first thing I probably want to try is the auto. So I'm going to click on the button that says auto and see what happens. Now it fixed up all the red eye except one little spot up here, but notice that it didn't get rid of the glint in the eyes. These are called catch lights. That's what they're photography, and it's very, very important to have that catch light there to make people's eyes look lively or alive. So it's kind of a nice feature that it keeps the glint in there. But we missed one little red eye right there. You can see, let me scroll up here. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. You can see this gal. There's still a little bit of red eye there. So what I can do is grab this tool over here, and when I click on it, now what I want to do is come and draw a square over her eye. And just as soon as I let go of the square, it fixed that red eye very, very quickly. Now, that is real fast. How do you fix up red eye? But let me talk or show you really quickly a demonstration of what I'm talking about when we're talking about face recognition and how that works. So I'm going to go to editing. You know, if anything that goes wrong while you're editing, you can always come up here and hit Edit Undo. So I'm going to undo all the red eye. Now we see we've got these three gals here. I'm going to crop right in here, and I'm going to say, well, I want just this gal's eyes. And that's all I want in my picture. And you notice as I went over the crop, it grayed out everything that we're going to throw away. And if that's what I want, I just click on this this check mark to commit. Now I've got these red eyes here. And I go up too far and it starts getting a little pixelated, but I want you to be able to see. Now, here are red eyes, and if we try auto, I'm going to see what happens. When I click on auto, well, I'm going to try it, make sure. Yeah. When I click on auto, nothing happens because there's not enough information for the software to determine whether or not these are eyes. In other words, the software looks for things like cheeks and hair and noses and smiles when it's looking for face recognition. So if you're getting too close with these red eyes, trying to get rid of the red eye, your software is just not that intuitive enough. But that is essentially how the red eye software works. Very quick fix. It's very simple to use, and I tell you, this is really amazing because I worked in photo labs for many, many years, and the highest paid employees were always the artists that could physically paint out the red eye and the blemishes. And now we can just click a button and it's gone. So that is red eye in a nutshell. And what we're going to do now is we're going to ask you all to come on and unmute yourself, and we're going to take 5 minutes and see if you have questions about what we've covered so far. So if you want to, get up and grab a cup of coffee, or if you want to hang out for 5 minutes and ask questions, here we go. Unmute your phone and ask away.
Okay, this is Hans. I got a question for Cindy.
Okay, Hans?
All right, when you use that organizer, all your pictures were beautifully lined up with landscape and portrait.
Uh-huh.
Does the program do that automatically from the camera, or do you have to do it yourself? Because, when you take the pictures, they always come out in the landscape format, and then your portrait ones are turned 90 degrees to one side.
Yeah.
But yours were all perfectly aligned. The vertical ones were vertical, and the horizontal ones were horizontal.
So, yeah. It does bring them in because my camera does. But if they are wrong for you, Hans, you see there's some little arrows down at the bottom, and we can flip
right.
it.
Okay.
So I can rotate them, but it does bring them in right side, unless you take the pictures upside down.
Okay, I should try that, because mine, I don't normally load them in an organizer. I load them in with a camera program, and then I just pick out the individual pictures that I want. But I think I'll try this.
Yeah,
it saves a lot of time.
Yeah, if you can stay on top of it, the organizer really does keep your picture collections organized.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was good. I learned a lot from that. So thanks.
Sure.
Let somebody else ask the question.
Okay, Hans. Any other questions?
This is Maureen. I have a question. I constantly am having a problem trying to keep up with my photos, and I've already learned a lot about the organizer from you. My question is basically, are you using your attachment from the camera to download your pictures, or are you taking out the card reader? Because what happens to me quite a bit is that I have a lot of pictures on there, and they will duplicate, and I won't be able to just pick and choose the pictures that I want to download, and I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong.
Well, there's a couple of things you can do. If you start using the Photoshop elements, and, Danny and I talked about whether we should do this, but maybe what we'll do is a real quick video, and we'll put it up on that site that we told you about, the Elements site, and we'll give you that URL again at the end.
Okay.
I use the Photoshop Elements transfer tool. So when it pops up, it says, do you want to transfer these pictures? And right down at the very bottom, before you click on to Next to transfer, it asks, do you want to delete these off of the card after the transfer has happened? And I always say, unless I know I'm going to put them on a different computer, I always say, yes, delete those off my card so that I only transfer them over once.
Okay.
So that they don't just sit on the card over and over. So, because your software doesn't know that you haven't transferred them already, and it's not intuitive that way. So I usually just, at the end, delete them off and, have them here.
And you said that's at the bottom tray?
Yeah, it's just a little drop-down menu.
Okay.
And we'll do a little demo this week and put it up on that Photoshop Elements for you on how to transfer the pictures from
camera
to computer using Elements.
Okay.